Welcome back to the Butterfly Season podcast, guys. I'm back with a microdose of an episode, and I really just want to chat with you guys. If you're feeling stuck on like where to take action next, I wanted to share this like anecdotal story about a conversation that I was having with a friend of mine who was just really feeling unsure of like what to take action on, whether or not like she should do something outside of her comfort zone, start something new, and the pressure of, will this work out? Will it not work out? What if it fails? What if no one likes it? What if it's not received well? Like all of the like what ifs, which I talk about often in terms of like, don't rob yourself of a future what if, because what if the exact opposite happens? What if it does work out? What if it is great? What if it is amazing? That whole time that we're waiting for that thing to come to fruition, you've robbed yourself of that excitement that doesn't need to be robbed from. And so what we were chatting through was, if we just remove all of the what ifs for a second and lower the bar, like it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be the best-selling author on your first book. It doesn't have like any of the things, like all of the pressure, just remove that for a second and just honor like your intuitive energy. If it's feeling like it's pointed one way, and just commit to that one step in front of you. Like literally that's it. Don't commit to the full thing. And in this case, it was like whether or not to start a podcast. And I was like, look, just record, do your artwork or whatever it is, whatever the threshold is. Who cares if it's not received well? Who cares if no one likes it? Who cares if no one listens? Who cares if any of those things? Like at this point, let's just remove that for 1 second. Let's just only commit to the one step in front of you, which is just like maybe figuring out the name. If you like the name and that feels aligned, okay, then what's the next thing that we're going to commit to? Maybe that's recording your intro. Okay. Maybe that didn't feel good. Cool. Then you don't want to do a podcast anymore. Beautiful. Then we're done. Right. But I think that the pressure of all that it will entail sometimes gets in the way of people taking action. So people might say, I'm nervous to do a podcast because I don't know if I'll have time, or I'm nervous to do a podcast because I don't know if anyone will like it. And I'm just like, all of these are out like, how am I trying to communicate this? All of these are just like noise of excuses that aren't actually the real thing. Like, who cares what anyone thinks? Like an actual like valid excuse or a valid reason is whether intuitively you do or do not want to do it. But making a decision based on what other people will think, based on whether or not it'll be a success, based on if no one listens or you don't have anything to say, like that's just noise. So how can you quiet the noise? And in my opinion, one way to do that is to just commit to one small thing that doesn't obligate you to further commitments, to really decide whether or not you actually want to do that thing. Follow your like intuitive energy in that respect and just continue to say yes to what lights you up. And so right now, if you're on the fence of whether or not you want to do something, what's the smallest step towards that thing that you can do? Just commit to that one thing. See how you feel. If it feels good and you want to do more, then commit to just the next one. But like, it doesn't have to be this huge overhauling, life-changing commitment. Just allow your like intuitive energy to flow. The creativity that comes from that feeling of feeling good, feeling like you're enjoying something, that will snowball into momentum. And whatever that thing brings, the momentum of the next thing, it will bring something. But it's like this beautiful unknown that I just encourage you to lean into. And so that's why I recommend just feeling into something, like feeling into what's exciting, doing just that. If you feel inclined to continue to move forward, move forward. If not, then who cares? No pressure. You didn't commit to this like big thing. So if this feels like it resonates with you at all, lower the bar. Just lower the bar, not to say that you're not going to reach your goal of whatever it is, just lower what the commitment level is and allow yourself to creatively lean into that thing and see where it takes you. I promise it will be so beautiful.